Alright guys, I'm going to show you now how we make the perfect box cake mix turn into a professional cake mix. And it really does taste like something that you would get from a professional baker. So obviously you got your cake mix. We're just going to cut that open. We're going to go ahead and pour that in. Whoop, let's get that in there. And this is the triple chocolate fudge cake mix by Crocker. We'll just put our stuff in there. Then we have, instead, this recipe actually calls for a cup of water. It calls for a half a cup of vegetable oil and 3 eggs. Instead, we're going to use a cup of milk. Cup of milk, and then a half a cup of melted real butter, not margarine, and then 4 eggs. So let's get that in there, get that incorporated. Looking good. Milk. Catch the eggs before they roll off the table, because that will be fun. And then our eggs. Let's put that there. 2, 3, and 4. And then we're going to do what you would on a regular cake mix. We're going to let it beat after we plug in the cake mixer. Well, let's start it off on slow. And then just beat it for a good 3 minutes. And you guys don't need to see the cake beating for 3 minutes, so we'll come back after we're pouring. Alright, so the next step to this beautiful cake baking process is I like to kind of measure out my cake mix so that both sides get even layers. I hope that I have enough, because this looks like 2.5 cups. So we're going to go here. And she's thick, but that is exactly what we want. Get that in there. All right. We'll fool with that one in a minute. Let's get this next one in. Ooh, let's hope we got 2.5 cups in here too. Not, I'm gonna have to take some out of the other one. But I think it's going to be just right. What do you think? Just a second. That looks about right. Keep scraping. A little bit more. That's about all that's left in this beauty. It looks about right. Mm-hmm. All right. So now we got this one. And we're going to pour this over here. Sorry, I know I'm not turning it so y'all can see it well. Alright, we got that one pretty scraped out. So then, what I like to do, y'all can tell we've already got the cake liners in there. I like to bump into, here we go. I get to make noise. But look how pretty that level is. Look at that. That's pretty. Okay. Shake some down over here first. Just getting all those air bubbles out too, baby. Those look pretty even, don't they? What do you think? This one need a little more? How's those looking? All right. So, all right, we're going to get these in the oven at 350 for, I'm going to start at 23 and then we'll check them with our toothpick and see how they come out. So, got my workspace cleaning that up, and I'll be back with y'all after I get these cakes out of the oven.
Okay.
All right, so the first thing we're going to start with, I've got a 1/4 cup of heavy cream in here with butter that we're going to melt in the microwave. So we're going to get this microwaved and then we'll start the next process. All right, so we have got our butter and we have got our heavy cream. It was a 1/4 cup of heavy cream and 4 tablespoons of butter. So we're going to pour that in. And then we're going to take 1 1/4 cup of these pistachios. And they're going to go in too. And now we're going to try to get our top back on without having a fit. So let's see if we can get this back in. Nope, I think it's too far. Give me a second. I have to figure out which way the pistachio. There it goes. So then this clicks into place here. And it looks like it's clipped. So we're going to go ahead first to chop. Doing something. Something tells me you shouldn't have to put your hand on it and I'm doing something wrong, but I'm putting my hand on it. It's getting those pistachios chopped up though. Watch this. Oh, it's this. You just have to put your finger there. All right, so I'm going to move this over to puree. It's doing something, Mom. I've got my mom over here operating the camera. All right, well, we'll see what happens. I'm probably going to have to add a little more to this to get it to really creamy. So we'll be right back. Let me see what I need to do here. So I ended up, we went back in and added another 1/4 of heavy cream. You can use whole milk. I wanted to use heavy cream. I'm also going to go ahead and add some of this Choco Maker cake drip. It's vanilla. It's kind of like white chocolate. And this recipe does call for white chocolate, which I don't have right now. Maybe I have it somewhere. Hold on. Let me see if I can get this dripped in there. Come on, drip. You could do it. My dripper is not wanting to drip. I think it's got hard on the side, so let's try this way. Ooh, that did great. Ooh, that is pretty. I'm going to show you guys. Hold on. That's what it needed right there. Can you see in there? That is white chocolate drip. And then we're going to put this back on and go again. Let's see if we get this to the creamy consistency that we're looking for. So if you haven't figured it out yet, we're making a pistachio cream. And I'm not really concerned if it's super smooth. I'm more concerned with it just mixing in together. And the reason I'm not concerned is because it's going on something very special that we'll show you later today. All right, this is looking really good. Woo. Let's see if it's all mixed in there. All right, let me undo this again. Whoop, there we go. What do you think? Need more cream? I've got my mom standing over here helping me out a little bit.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. Now remember, we're going to add some stuff to that. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Still think it's going to be fine that way though, don't you? All right, so let me do a little taste test and see if it needs sugar. Needs a little more sugar. Okay. So what I'm going to do is put 2 tablespoons of white confectionate sugar in here to get that going. All right, so let's get our top back on here and let's show you what that looks like in there. It looks like a gobbled mess right now, right? But it's going to be beautiful. I just know it is. I'm just patting it. Well, let me get these scissors out of the way. Y'all don't want to see scissors. What you doing over there, food? Oh, that is getting pretty. All right. I like that color a lot better. It's a lot greener. It looks more like what it's supposed to look like. Hold on, I'll show you. Look at that.
Okay.
That's beautiful. All right, taste test. Oh, yeah. Okay, so this is going to be great because when we get finished with this, we're going to toast up some coconut that's going to have a half a cup of condensed milk in it. So this is going to be super sweet. But yeah, that's the starting of the pistachio cream. And guys, I'm going to tell you, I went ahead and I was lazy and I bought the bag that was already roasted and salted, which they tell you that you're supposed to boil this. Nobody's got time for that. I bought a bag roasted and salted, and it tastes really good in here. And it's going to be delicious when I show you the finished product. So, yeah, this is my pistachio cream. I can't wait to show you the finished product, but that's what it looks like in here. But it's nowhere near done. So thanks for hanging out with us today, guys. I'll be back later to show you the rest of this. Let me pull out my pistachio cream that I made. I've got some toasted coconut. And I'm sorry I forgot to show you guys how I did this. I just put this in a skillet for about 3.5 minutes. And from there, I just toasted till it was just lightly brown. Hopefully you can see that. We're going to mix that in with our pistachio cream. Get this out of here. Get that goodness. Oh, this is going to be... And I used a wooden spoon for my skillet when I was doing this the coconuts. So yeah, I didn't want to burn my coconut. And it seems to work better with a wooden spoon. So that is what it is. Give me just a second to get this all mixed up. I'm wondering if you guys know where I'm going with this yet. I think some of you out there might know exactly where I'm going. If you do, make sure you let me know. So, obviously we've got this beautiful, that smells so good and nutty. We're going to mix this in. And you know what else we're going to do? Because this is a little thicker than I wanted it to be. I am going to add some more condensed milk in there. Just to make this just a little creamier. If I can quit dropping coconut all over my clean table here. And of course I'm using my hands. This is going to my family for Easter tomorrow. I'm not professionally baking this, guys. I am not a professional baker. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this mixed in with the coconut. And I'm going to add just a little more of this condensed milk. Now I could use this. This is perfect, honestly. And I could use it, but I just think just a tad more condensed milk. So let's just add a little more in there. If I had to say, that's probably 1/4 of a cup. I'm not going to guess. It looks like 1/4 of a cup. But I'm going to mush that in there. It's going to give it a little more sweetness. I mean, it's Easter. It's all about sweetness, right? And then it's just going to make it a little bit creamier, which I'm very interested in. Okay, guys. Now, as you can see, I have my twister plate here. Sorry, I got green coconut pistachio all over me. I've got this set up because I forgot to buy a cake plate. And you cannot, in my opinion, you cannot frost a cake the correct way without a cake plate. So, first of all, did our cakes turn out? That's the big number one. Are they going to come out? Whoo-hoo, look at that. Came out perfect. I'm going to take just a little dab. Stick that on there. Just so our cake doesn't go wandering around into the wild blue yonder. Alright, I'm not going to cut these cakes. Usually I would, but I think they turned out pretty good. This first layer, it is going to be all our pistachio cream. That's all that's going in there. Have you got it yet? Have you figured out what I'm making? Hold on just a second and I'll tell you. So what I am making for all the world to see is, it's called, in my opinion, I named it so I can call it what I want, Emirican Dream Cake. Emirican. Now why? Because I'm basing this off the famous viral chocolate Dubai bar. But I did use American ingredients. I didn't have the phyllo dough or what they call, is it katafi? So, you know, I went with what I had. So that's why the ingredients ended up being what I had here. Let me switch over to this one. It works better. And I'm just going to spread this on there as good as I can. And it's going to be thick because I want you, when you bite into this thing, I want you to taste this pistachio cream. We worked hard on it, so I want to see it show up where it belongs. And look how beautiful that is. Isn't that gorgeous? That is just absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, that's what I'm doing here. I just want to, you know, it's not going to be perfectly smooth by any means because, hey, I'm not a cake baker professionally. I make these cakes just to make my family happy. So, excuse me. So, that's on there. That's perfect. Let's go with cake number 2. Come on, baby. Don't fail mama. Haha, perfect. Love lining cakes. That's mine right there. So next one, we're going to sit it right on top of there. Look how beautiful that is. Just by itself, it would be beautiful. But this is where we come in with our German chocolate frosting. Like I said, I didn't make this German chocolate, and it's called coconut pecan, but it's the same thing as German chocolate frosting. So let me get a spoon, just a regular spoon, and we will stir this up in here. I'm just getting that all stirred up. And she is going to go right on top. This whole thing is going right on top. It's going to be so delicious, guys. I can like taste it already. I wish I could eat it right now, but I gotta wait. This is for Easter tomorrow, so gotta wait. But I want to eat it right now, but I won't. I would not do that to my family. So we're putting all that up there. Let's see if I can smooth it out with a spoon. Stop spinning, cake. We're going to get you spinned out. Spun out, spinned out. Word of the day. What is that? Look how delicious that looks, guys. Just seriously. And if I am not a professional baker and I can make this, you know you can do the same thing. And you can probably do it a lot better than I can. But yeah, the Emirican cake. It was just an idea I had because I didn't have certain ingredients. Sorry, I got the sniffles a little. But what I did have was American ingredients. So what I'm going to do next is going to be fun. I am going to, let me see if I've got another cake spatula. Ow, I just cut myself. That was fun. Thought I had another cake smoother, but I don't. So, give me just a second. Don't ever put your cake slicer in there. Okie dokie, let's see how we're going to finish this out. Okay, so I had to clean off my cake smoother. I'm going to get all this really smooth. And then I'm going to take this. So hard to do this with you guys watching because I'm used to being able to look directly at my cake. But hey, we'll try anything once. Twice if it works. And we're just going to smooth this around the cake. And let's get another one. Put that here. Just a big old glob. And I'll clean that up in a minute. Because we're going to kind of hide the surprise of what's inside until they break into it. Hopefully I don't mess that up. So let's just get this on there as good as we can and then I'll clean it up. Didn't mean to do that. Haha, you get to watch the arrows too. Got this, got this. Oh, that's looking so good, guys. Let me smush this up here. I'm gonna have to get all this back out. Sorry. Go back in the cake thing. Making a mess. What kind of fun is it if you're not making a mess with cake though, right? It's cake. It's not supposed to be clean and crisp and beautiful unless you're professional, which I'm not. So we're gonna get this on there. And we're just gonna keep spreading it around. until it's got a great coating on it. Let's keep going while the going's good. Whoops. I'll get that up, don't worry. I will get all this cleaned up. So now this is just the rest of that other can. So it was 2 cans of German chocolate frosting, or in this case, a case coconut pecan frosting, because they were out of the German chocolate. But like I said, it's the same thing. It really is. There's no big difference. And then let's get some here. Dude, I am just making a mess with this cake, but it's fun and I'm having a good time. Look at that. Look how beautiful she is. And I'll go around just spreading the love everywhere. Look at that. That is so gorgeous. And that, guys, I'm going to do some more pistachios. Well, I'm not making a pecan cake. I'm going to do some pistachios on the top just to give them an idea. I guess, you know, just in case somebody doesn't like pistachios that's coming over, which I don't know of anybody in my family that doesn't, but we have quite a few guests coming in too, so they may not like pistachios. So yeah, I think other than the cleanup and putting a few pistachios in the middle, I think it's turned out great. Let me just double check all the way around. And hold on. Let me see if I can get some of that pistachio off. It's going to go on a platter since I forgot to buy a cake plate. And so, let's see if my little trick works here where I can get all this off the sides. Just off the sides so it doesn't look totally messy. And doesn't look like I'm a total crazy person trying to make a cake. Let's get that off. Like I said, I just have this on parchment paper right now. It's on parchment paper, and I will have it on a platter. Just not a cake platter, because I forgot to get one. But look at that. What do you guys think? So that is my Emirican. Let me get all this nasty over. It's not really nasty, it's delicious, but you know what I mean. My Emirican Dream Cake. Let me move this out of the way. Emirican Dream Cake. All right, so this is the last little part of the cake. We're just going to put some white chocolate drizzle on there and call it a day. Thank you guys for sticking with me as I made the cake today. If you have any questions, let me know. But that is a done deal. Let me know what you guys think. Thanks so much. Have a great one.